You need to hear this if you're a student of Jamaican culture. The Caribbean islands, once dominated by sugar plantations, faced a critical challenge after the abolition of slavery. Emancipation brought freedom to enslaved Africans, but created a massive labor shortage on the plantations. Sugar production, the backbone of many Caribbean economies, was in jeopardy. The plantation owners desperately needed a new source of labor to maintain their economic prosperity. Their search for workers led them across the world to India, bringing Indians to the Caribbean and shaping Jamaican culture. In India, British recruiters saw an opportunity in the vast population and widespread poverty. The British Empire, always in need of labor for its far-flung colonies, found India to be a fertile ground for recruitment. The sheer number of people and the dire economic conditions made it easier for recruiters to find willing individuals. They targeted regions like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, promising a better life in the distant colonies. These areas were particularly hard hit by economic hardships, making the promises of recruiters even more enticing. Recruiters painted vivid pictures of prosperity and opportunity, far removed from the daily struggles of the villagers. Agents, often with exaggerated tales of wealth and comfort, lured desperate villagers with promises of high wages and comfortable living conditions. They spoke of lands where work was plentiful and the pay was generous, where families could thrive and build a better future. These stories, though often embellished, gave hope to those who had little to lose. For many impoverished Indians, facing famine and limited opportunities, the promises of a new life in the Caribbean seemed like a beacon of hope. The harsh realities of their current lives made the distant promises seem all the more appealing. The idea of escaping the cycle of poverty and famine was a powerful motivator. They signed contracts, often with little understanding of the terms, and embarked on a journey across the ocean, unaware of the hardships that awaited them. The contracts were often written in English, a language many of the recruits did not understand, leading to misunderstandings and exploitation. The journey itself was long and arduous, with many facing harsh conditions on the ships. Yet, the hope of a better future kept their spirits alive as they sailed towards an uncertain destiny. The journey to the Caribbean was long and arduous. Indian laborers, packed tightly into cramped and unsanitary ships, endured months at sea. Disease was rampant, and mortality rates were high. The voyage, often described as a floating coffin, was a traumatic experience for many, marking the beginning of their difficult new life. Despite the hardships, they clung to the hope of a better future for themselves and their families. Upon arrival in the Caribbean, the Indians found that life on the plantations was far from the paradise they had been promised. They faced grueling work schedules, harsh punishments, and poor living conditions. Their contracts, often written in a language they did not understand, bound them to the plantations for a fixed period, typically 5 years. Despite the challenges, they toiled diligently, their resilience and determination echoing the struggles they had left behind in India. Section 5. Jamaica's New Arrivals. The First Indians in 1845. The first ship carrying Indian indentured laborers arrived in Jamaica in 1845. This marked a significant moment in the island's history, as it was the beginning of a new era of cultural and economic transformation. The arrival of these 261 individuals marked the beginning of a new chapter in Jamaican history. These men and women, who had traveled thousands of miles from their homeland, were brought to work on the sugar plantations, which were in dire need of labor following the abolition of slavery. Over the next few decades, thousands more Indians arrived, their labor contributing significantly to the recovery of the Jamaican sugar industry and the diversification of its agricultural sector. They worked tirelessly under challenging conditions, helping to revive the economy and laying the foundation for future generations. They brought with them their traditions, languages, and beliefs, adding new layers to the cultural fabric of Jamaican society. Festivals such as Diwali and Holi began to be celebrated, and Indian cuisine, music, and dance started to influence the local culture. The legacy of these early Indian immigrants is still evident today, as their descendants continue to play a vital role in the social, cultural, and economic life of Jamaica. Section 6. A tapestry of cultures, integration, and exchange. Life in Jamaica presented opportunities for interaction and exchange between Indians and other ethnic groups. They interacted with emancipated Africans, sharing skills and knowledge. Markets became vibrant spaces where Indian spices and foods were introduced and embraced. Religious practices coexisted, with Hinduism and Islam finding a place alongside Christianity. Intermarriage and cultural blending gradually led to the emergence of a unique Indo-Caribbean identity, enriching the social tapestry of Jamaica. Section 7. Enduring Legacies. Contributions to Jamaica. The Indian community's impact on Jamaica extends far beyond their initial role as laborers. They have made significant contributions to the island's economy, politics, and culture. From agriculture and commerce to education and the arts, Indo-Jamaicans have excelled in various fields, enriching the nation's development. Their resilience, hard work, and entrepreneurial spirit have left an enduring legacy on Jamaican society. Section 8. Conclusion. A shared history. The story of Indian indentured laborers in the Caribbean is a complex tapestry of hardship, resilience, and cultural fusion. These laborers, brought to the Caribbean under contracts that promised a better life, often found themselves in grueling conditions, working long hours in the sugar plantations. Despite the harsh realities, they managed to preserve their cultural identity, bringing with them traditions, languages, and customs that would forever change the Caribbean's cultural landscape. Their arrival transformed the demographic landscape of the islands and enriched the cultural heritage of nations like Jamaica. Festivals such as Diwali and Holi are now integral parts of the Caribbean cultural calendar, celebrated with great enthusiasm by people of all backgrounds. The fusion of Indian and Caribbean cultures has given rise to unique music, dance, and culinary traditions that continue to thrive today. Their journey, marked by both exploitation and opportunity, is a testament to the human spirit's ability to adapt, persevere, and create a new life in the face of adversity. Many descendants of these laborers have gone on to become prominent figures in Caribbean society, contributing to politics, education, and the arts. Their stories of struggle and success are a source of inspiration and a reminder of the enduring strength of cultural heritage. Their story is an integral part of the shared history of India, the Caribbean, and the lasting impact of globalization. The legacy of the Indian indentured laborers is a powerful example of how migration and cultural exchange can shape societies in profound ways. As we reflect on this shared history, we recognize the importance of honoring their contributions and preserving their rich cultural heritage for future generations.